The Immortal John Hancock here, and today I thought I'd do a Game News Bits piece. There's a ton of news going on right now with E3, among other things, and I thought I'd smash all the news together. First up, and most on my mind, is yes, Donkey Kong finally released on the Switch, arcade versions, all in one spot. It is $8, and I don't like the price, but you know what? Having all 4 levels of Donkey Kong, having multiple different versions of the arcade game on the Switch, I think is awesome. You know, I'm a huge fan of the original arcade, and it's really neat that they're releasing it. And it's released. You can get it now. And further along in July, you can get Sky Skipper, which is a totally obscure arcade game. And so, really neat that Nintendo is releasing it. And I think it's going to be awesome. I really enjoy Donkey Kong, and I played quite a bit as a kid. So it's really neat to see that the classic Donkey Kong is finally available, and really neat. Hopefully they continue to make these arcade releases, and would like a compilation at some point, but we'll see. All right, that's awesome. Now, there's been a lot of rumor and speculation about Smash Brothers and Nintendo release this week. That indeed Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is an actual new game, and so that's really great to hear. There was talks that it wasn't going to be like a, you know, the Ultimate version of the Wii U version. No, it's built from the ground up for the Switch, and it's going to have 60 characters, and it's going to have over 30 game IPs, and so I just think this is going to be the ultimate Smash Brothers, and so it's really great to hear that. It's going to have GameCube controller support, so they're going to re-release the GameCube adapter. It's going to be great. It's going to be Nintendo's big game, and so whether or not this is going to be as popular as Odyssey and Breath of the Wild last year, that's yet to be seen, but I think it's going to be huge. I'm a huge Smash Brothers fan. I've played every single one. I love it. My kids love it. It's going to be big in my household, and I'm really happy to see them just pour all their effort and energy into such an amazing game. It looks just, I mean, just seeing the screenshots online and seeing the video and stuff, it just looks amazing. So, awesome that Nintendo's doing that and finally releasing that. I do believe early December 7th. So, alright. Downside, no Metroid, wah wah. And so, you know, they teased Metroid last year, so there isn't a new Metroid. That's kind of the big, I really wish Nintendo would have shown Metroid, but they didn't, and it probably wasn't ready, so we're looking at that next year, so okay. Really wanted a Metroid, didn't get a Metroid, really disappointed that there wasn't a Metroid. So, alright, of all the indie stuff, you know, when I think of Nintendo Switch, I think of their indie releases. Of all the indie games shown, there was one game that stood out, and that's because I played the arcade game. And that's right, Killer Queen was an arcade game, and it was 5-on-5. Crazy arcade cabinet. I got to play it, and it was fantastic. And it was a really great experience. It's a hard to explain game. It's very complicated. And they're taking that game, and they're modifying it, changing it, into kind of a different game, into Killer Queen Black. And it's going to have online and local play. It's going to be available on Steam as well. Really, really neat indie game, and it's going to be on the Switch. I think that's amazing. I saw a video of it. It just looks great. I can't wait to play it. I think it's going to be an awesome tournament game. It's going to be one of these types of games where you want to come over to someone's house and play it. And so it kind of has that Towerfall feel to it, but it's a totally different game. And so I love Towerfall too. Alright, so that's Nintendo. Great, good for them. They had a pretty good show. A little light on overall content, but I think they got the job done. And so, alright, good for them. Good job, Nintendo. Alright, let's talk about Sony. Now, Sony's presentation wasn't great at E3. And they released, you know, they talked about, you know, some awesome games coming up. Last of Us 2, Spider-Man, among others. But the biggest news about Sony right now is that they're blocking people playing on the Switch, a version of Fortnite. Oh my gosh, Sony, come on. And so the whole Fortnite fiasco is putting a cloud over anything Sony has done, and it's silly. It's silly. This is one of those like corporate company decisions that should never happen. Just do crossplay, guys. Just do crossplay. I don't know what your big deal is, but all the negative publicity that you're going to get about this is just, it's lose-lose. And so I find that the game companies ebb and flow with positive and negative views and opinions. You know, really Xbox One was really hurt when it initially was released because of all the negative comments and the whole fiasco of being online at all times and not being able to, you know, play a disc offline, and just all that would hurt Microsoft quite a bit. This is one of those things where it's not going to hurt Sony as much, but it's unnecessary. This is a simple fix. They could just allow crossplay, but blocking people from playing on your account on another console is, oh my gosh, I think it's just the dumbest thing ever. Anyways, come on, Sony. And then the response really didn't answer the problem at all. And so they did respond to the video by having a non-response. It's just silly. All right, let's go on to Microsoft. Now, Microsoft honestly had a pretty good show. I watched it on my Xbox One X at home. And so 5 new creative teams: The Initiative, Playground Games, Ninja Theory, Undead Labs, and Compulsion Games. And We Happy Few. And of all those, so Microsoft is investing a lot in game development teams, which are going to make great games. I think this is what they need. They needed this at E3, and they announced it. I think they did an awesome job. Now, a little bit light on 2018 of exclusive stuff. We Happy Few, I'm excited. Of all the companies that they announced and of all the games, We Happy Few is probably the most interesting. And I saw a video of that last year, and yeah, I'm intrigued by that game. I want to play that game. I see the gameplay, and it's a really interesting game. So We Happy Few by Compulsion Games, and yeah, I definitely want to check that one out. All right. So there's 2 big Atari products that are kind of in the news, and one is one I'm going to recommend and hopefully review on my channel when I get one. And the other one is I'm not recommending at this time, and wait till it's released on retail. So let's talk about the Atari VCS. Okay, I've talked about it before on my channel. I've talked about, you know, the Indiegogo issue. Guys, don't pre-order this. Don't pre-order this. I'm just saying it right now. You know, there's going to be people out there, there's collectors out there that want to collect the Atari VCS because it's an Atari product, and there's this fantasy idea that, you know, Atari's back. And, you know, that's yet to be seen. Now, it's smashed its goals on Indiegogo, also known as Indie No-No. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there that want this thing to succeed. You know, I want to get one just to review on my channel and to warn people right now, don't get it on Indiegogo. Wait till it releases on retail or until something manifests itself. There isn't a working prototype that they're showing. There was, you know, lots of news about how they were showing footage of something that wasn't even made for it, and there's just a lot of questionable approaches that the Atari VCS has taken. And, you know, the pre-orders on it, the money has slowed down quite a bit on Indiegogo. And, you know, I want to get one in person and look at it and play it and then see whether or not it's going to be anything. It's a big question mark right now. It is. You know, it's kind of there's a lot of people out there just saying, yeah, you know, it's not real. You know, this is a made-up product. You know, at this point, I can't recommend pre-ordering it whatsoever. It's just there's too many problems right now and not enough tangible information. I don't deal with the drip feed of info. If you're going to want me to buy something, you need to show me up front what it can do, what it has, games, etc. And so, for everybody watching this, just hold off. All right, I'm going to talk about an Atari product though that I think is going to be awesome, and that's the Retron 77. I have high hopes for this. I've been extensively covering the news about this and anything that they release about it. I've been part of the Atari Age conversation of it since it started, And so really, really hopeful for this product. I can't wait to get it on my channel to talk about it, and really gonna throw a lot of things at it to see if it works. So excited about that. Really happy that this is finally available for pre-order July 7th. And so it's coming right around the corner. And so there'll be some people reviewing it online. I know Metal Jesus Rocks announced that he's going to be getting one. And so, yeah, so look at those reviews. And, you know, I'm going to be doing it myself and going to be throwing lots of games at it and lots of different things that maybe some others haven't thought about. So there you have it. That's essentially the news that's been on my mind and what has been going on around the internet. What's the biggest news that you were interested in that was released at E3 or online this last week? I'd love to hear from you. Comment below. Please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out so much. I'm still marching towards 60,000 subs. I'm getting there little by little, and I have a lot of content ready to go to show on my channel. And so, yep, I'm out of school officially today, and so I'll be having some great stuff moving forward, and more importantly, going to get some much needed rest. And so, yeah, essentially I got off school today. I came home and I slept for like 3 hours. Just slept. That's all I did. I was so tired. So anyways, I needed it, and a much needed recharge. Thank you so much for continuing to tune in, and I got some great content. Also, if you want to support me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, it's greatly appreciated. I take that money and I upgrade my equipment, which is in need of upgrading. So thank you so much. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock. You take care.